Okay, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my channel to all the new people. I got tons of new subs after going and calling into Zach's show. So I appreciate everyone who subbed and thanks to Zach for letting me talk on there. Uh, I want to just talk about my channel first. What I do is I'm using traditional astrology to predict the outcomes of scoring plays and of games. And it works best with an isolated game. It works with non-isolated games as well, but it's a point of diminishing returns. And then sometimes it just like doesn't work at all. It seems to like flip, and I'm still trying to discover why things would flip. Because sometimes scoring plays are coming through, like it's like hitting. I know astrology's playing, but then the team that should win doesn't win. And I think it might come down to assigning the houses and stuff like that. But I can talk about that later. And hopefully, as I get more experience doing this, I'll be able to like grow and get better. I've only been doing this since the beginning of Major League Baseball last year, or actually, I think halfway through the season. And I started doing scoring plays, and it's been really cool to see those come through like down to the minute. So you can go to my older videos and look for ones that where I say that a scoring play came through, and you can watch and see that I called scoring plays down to the minute, and that's no one else is doing that in the decoding community. Um, I would like other people to start doing what I'm doing as well, so that as a community we can like figure out this how this works exactly. But I do have a Discord, and to get into my Discord, you can just join my Patreon. It's patreon.com/playingdecoded. And that's just to support me because I want to be able to get a computer that's like uh, really good and make better videos. And like I'm mostly on my phone right now because my old computer broke, and I don't want to get a new one yet until I have the exact computer I want. But yeah, so I wanted to recap this Hamlin collapse. So in my notes from yesterday or from the day that I had the game up, like I had a forecast for that game, and I had this time that Hamlin collapsed in my notes, double check mark because I thought of it as a significant time, and conjunctions always are a significant time, and the part of fortune is very important. So let's just go. You can see this is my video. I just have up here at 8:55. Um, it's a bad resolution right now for some reason. I tried to fix it, but it wouldn't work. So here's the chart for 8:55 on January 2nd. So here is the sun and the part of fortune. So the sun is the circle with a dot in it, and the part of fortune is the circle with the X in it. The part of fortune is based on the ascendant and the moon and the sun and a math equation, and it's from like centuries old times. They've used it forever in traditional astrology, and it's one of the most important Arabic parts, is what it's called. Um, and so, what I have here is the houses are set to Placidius, and it's a well used house system. And the houses are what like when you see one, two, three, four, that's the houses, and it's set to Placidius for the game. So at 8:55, Hamlin collapsed on the field. So this is I was just decoding, and this isn't the way I don't think Zach would like people to decode, but because I'm doing something different, I'm trying different things, and just bear with my decodes here. So Damar Hamlin equals 203. Sun pars fortuna is 203. So that's what's the part of fortune is called in Latin. And in Manly P. Hall's book, it says to go back to the oldest ways things are talked when you're decoding. So if you go in your book, if you have the Secret Teachings of All Ages, find where he was doing decodes, and you'll see that he had said to go back to the oldest words. So even Old English and Latin and stuff like that. So that was interesting to me. So with Placidius houses on, the sun and the part of fortune are in the fifth house. Okay, so here's from a book of mine. It says that in the body, the fifth house is in the body. It covers the heart, liver, stomach, and back. So it's fitting that he would have something going on with his heart, a cardiac arrest, a commotio cordiosus. And then also the sun rules the heart as well, right? So here's the sun and it rules the heart. So a fitting place for something to happen to his heart. Now, the part of fortune is something that's supposed to be beneficial, and I've seen it like work against things, and I'm not sure why. So I've searched to see why the part of fortune could become the part of misfortune. Um, and I found this website that says it can, but hopefully in my research I figure out why that it could change and become misfortunate. But let's say that this is an HOAX, right? Like this isn't something that's real. It's a what we would what everyone in this community would think is a ritual, right? So is this something that they plan to line up with the sun conjunct the part of fortune as a beneficial ritual for the Bills to go to the Super Bowl and win, right? That could be a thing. I don't like to like make assumptions. I like to like just keep it open. I'm not going to make definitive statements, but something is going on here with this time, right? And it's also the reflection of the time was in the game at 5:58 in the quarter. So one thing I've been experimenting with is when I'm assigning the houses. So when you assign the houses for, you're supposed to give the first house to the favorite, and so the first house has Leo in it, ruled by the sun, and then the seventh house is supposed to be for the dog, and it's even better when the favorite is also at home, because the first house always represents the home or the self, and then the seventh house is the other. But when the favorite is like the favorite should always get the first house no matter what. But things are weird, and it's not necessarily set in stone, um, in my opinion. So, but I liked it because the Bills were favorites. They weren't at home, but Bills and the Sun have an overlap of 54 and 18, and Buffalo shouldn't be on there, but Bills and the Sun have 54 and 18 as an overlap, and then Capricorn, which is in the at the time is in the fifth house, right? Here's Capricorn. It's in the fifth house. Actually, it's not in the fifth house. Sorry, it's in the sixth. Okay, we'll just ignore that. But the sun is in Capricorn. So heart and Capricorn equal 52. And then the sun rules the heart, right? Um, and then I saw that Commotion Cordosis has an overlap with Buffalo Bills. And then here's some reaching. So Sun conjunct Fortuna Capricorn equals 121, and Commotio Cordosis Damar Hamlin equals 121 in full reduction. And then so the fifth house is supposed to be a good fortune house. Um, so it's weird that something unfortunate happened in there, unless it is a ritual, right? And so they're doing it for good fortune for themselves. But so in traditional astrology, there's two house systems to use, and it's Placidius and then whole sign houses. Most traditional astrologers will use whole sign houses. So when you switch to whole sign houses, then the sixth house is now where everything is. So, and in fact, now Capricorn's in the sixth house, but the sixth house is an unfortunate house. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting to me. So, I would just want to say thanks to everybody who's watching, and I'm going to be doing more games coming up. When there's isolated games, I'd like to get those ones. Um, and I'm always in my Discord trying to call out scoring plays in hockey and baseball. So if you want to support me like what I do, just get on my Patreon. It's just to support me, if not to get plays, because I don't want to be responsible for like a play that doesn't come through. If you like what I'm doing, help me get to the next level so I can concentrate on this more and do better with it. I need to get a computer, and then I want to make better videos. So and I want to get this program called Solar Fire, and it's expensive as well. So I can be faster at this. Like I'm doing this all on my phone right now, right? So yeah, thanks to everyone who watched. Thanks to everyone who subbed. Thanks to all my supporters. I already have a lot of supporters, and that's awesome. And I really appreciate you guys. And thanks for tuning in.